What's up, everybody? I've got the motor running a little bit. It's kind of cold outside. It's like 42 degrees. Didn't put out a vlog today, so that's why I'm doing the live stream. I'd like to have a video up every single day this week. What's up, Steven? I'd like to put up a video every day this week, so today is actually going to be the live feed. What's up, Taylor? I'm actually at Fort Wayne. What's up, Frank? Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm at the Flying Hook. What unit? What does that mean, Frank? Everybody, if you could hit that like button, let me know that you guys are in here. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, say what's up. Let me know who all is here, because I can't see who is here. Who all is here, because I can't see who is here. I am trying to learn all of this. What's up, Chris? What's up, Scott? What's going on? We're just doing a live Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Typo? Okay. Gotcha. What's up, Mike? Hopefully the lighting is okay. It's kind of the best I could finagle. I don't know. I've got a light post out there that's just making things awkward for me. Why get a KW T660? My truck? Oh, and nothing else? Okay, so I'll tell you the story of why I got my truck. My truck, I bought this truck kind of out of necessity almost. I was running Plasma, dedicated account, and I was over at FFE and was making really good money for quite a while, but just over the years it just slowly got worse and worse and worse. Well, I wound up, I got married, had a kid on the way, and we just bought a house, and we had budgeted for less than what I was making at the time, but we went through, the company that I was with, it just kind of, I'll get to that in a second, Scott. It just, they cut, the client kind of split the United States in half, whereas I used to go back and forth all the way across, got really good miles, made really good money, to all of a sudden took like a third pay cut. So I had to get something, and I had to get it fast, and then the problem was my credit was still in the tank from buying the house. I just bought a house a few months earlier, and if you've ever bought a house, you know that it tanks your credit, and it takes a while to get back to a decent standard. So the only thing I could qualify for, I needed like 30-40% down, and I mean, when you're talking about a truck, that's a lot of money. And I didn't quite have, you don't want to deplete the bank account, because you're going to have a lot of expenses, unforeseen expenses. So I went with this truck in particular. I found Lone Mountain, found what they were offering at the time, and I could have gotten a Cascadia, or I could have gotten this. And I went with this because it had a Cummins motor in it. And Cummins motors, they're just a little bit more pliable than other motors. You can do a little bit more to them. You can tune them a little bit easier than some of the others as well. So that is actually why I went with this truck. Ideally I didn't buy this truck. I didn't go out seeking this truck. But I'm certainly happy with it. Kenworths and Peterbilts hold their value more than anything. Kenworths would be the next in line for that, and luckily the T660 is not one of what I call a throwaway truck. I would consider a Cascadia or a T680, all of those things. All right, Aaron, I'll get to that in a second. It's those, because there's so many of those out there. These large companies buy these things in mass bulk. It's a simple supply and demand. What's up, William? And that drastically lowers the value when you've got a bunch of vehicles on the road. So unfortunately, the T680s, while they're super nice, they're gonna have basically zero resale value. That's just lucky. I'm lucky that the T660 is not that way. It wasn't really, I mean, there are some companies out there that ran them, but it's not a Cascadia, it's not a T680, it's not a Peterbilt 587. So that's why I went with that. I saw a 53-foot flatbed versus a 48-foot flatbed. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd probably say a 53-foot is better, but you can really get away with 48-foot. I would say the one instance that it is better is that you can haul up, between 52 and 53 feet of freight without having to throw your oversized signs on. You can have 4 feet of overhang on a 48-foot flat, but you can only have that 4 feet. You go 4 feet 1 inch or even a half an inch, they can ticket you for that. So yeah, I would say a 53 is probably better, but I don't, that's just my opinion. I'm sure other people probably have different opinions about that. I mean, a 48 is lighter, so you can haul a little bit heavier loads, so you kind of have to weigh the options. And then one other question, is it easy to find loads to Florida? Heck yeah, it's easy to find loads to Florida. You can find loads to Florida all day. The problem is not getting to Florida. The problem is getting out of Florida. Coming out of Florida sucks, especially for a flat. I mean, it's bad. I got stuck. Matter of fact, one of my earlier vlogs, I got stuck in Florida. There was a load, if I'm going to go to Florida, I make sure that I can book a load directly back out. And there were 2 loads coming out of Florida, and I was trying to get home, actually, or I was wanting to go home. I didn't need to go home. There were 2 loads that were there, and so what I'll do is I'll call and book that first load, and then I'll call and book that second load. And what's up, CT? And it took so long to get dispatched on that load to Florida. I got stuck. Both of those other loads got taken up because one of them was a pretty good paying load coming out, which is crazy for Florida. And then the other was just a standard load out of Florida, but both of them were booked, and I was stuck. And because I delivered on a Friday morning, couldn't get a load out, had to, flatbed is, you generally can't find freight on a Saturday. So I had to deadhead all the way up to Georgia to grab my load. Was stuck, didn't have a load Friday, Saturday. I typically don't work Sundays. But, if you're running something like the DAT board, or something that can pull spot freight off of different load boards, you're going to be fine. I'm assuming you're asking that because you probably live in Florida. You can get to Florida all day long, and it pays well. So that's a nice bonus. Man, what's up, CT? How's that new truck, brother? CT just bought him a truck. He's headed up to Mercer. What's going on, everybody? If you just came in here, please hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. I like to go back and look at all my analytics and see what's going on. I've got 16 people in here, but only 5 thumbs up. Come on, everybody. Aaron, gotcha. Thanks for the answer. Live in Jacksonville. All right. Willing to deadhead out. Jacksonville, if you're in the northern part of Florida, you're fine. So clean, getting new steers. There you go. Right on. That's always nice. That actually was what happened with my truck. They put brand new steers on it, and Michelin X-Line Energies. So that was sweet. Switching here soon. Cool. Jacksonville, we actually have a customer in Jacksonville, so we can run some AC units out of there, and they're pretty decent. I haven't been in the Jacksonville area to run one of those loads myself, but you can get out of Jacksonville, you can get out of, where did I run out of? The load I was talking about whenever I got stuck in Florida. What's up, Brian? It was just north, it was like an hour north of Jacksonville, or it was like an hour into Georgia. So what, hour and a half north of Jacksonville, something like that. So we got a couple customers over there. The north side of Florida is fine, but you just don't want to start going down into, because that's when you're going to be deadheading out. So what's going on, everybody? What's everybody up to tonight? What's the best flatbed trailer to get? The lightest one you can find. Um, I mean, probably Rittenhour. You know, that's probably the top. What would be considered the best. Um, Plenty of flat freight in Florida. Most shippers have companies. Yeah, exactly, Taylor. That's there. There is plenty of freight down there, but yeah, most of your carriers have those customers kind of locked in. But yeah, but I would say the best flatbed is probably a Rittenhour. A lot of people have maximizers. They're just set up well. They have coil packages. I mean, you can deck a flatbed out. If you order a new flatbed, you can get it made how you want. You can get it made to where the center of the flatbed is reinforced. It's got more beams. You can just haul heavier stuff, and most of them are wing. So yeah, that's probably the best one. I've got a Great Dane, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It's fairly light. Considering it's not the lightest out there. I think it's 90, I don't remember, 9,600, 9,200. I actually don't remember how heavy it is, but it's a good trailer. It's nice and solid. 48 or 53. Yeah, I answered that just a second ago. I don't know which one is better. I mean, mine's a 48. I think the majority of what you're going to find are going to be 48. No worries. But as far as what's better, 48 or 53, I really don't know. I mean, 48s are lighter. 53, you can haul up to 53 feet of freight without having to go through, oversized permits and all that jazz. So it has 53. Yeah, I mean, some companies just, that's just what they haul. I know ATS, they haul 53-foot flats as well. You can put more freight on there. It's kind of, whenever you get into a carrier of that size, they're generally just dealing with their customers, and it may just be more beneficial for them to grab 53 footers if they have a lot of customers that have, hauling, steel or beams or what have you. They may haul a lot of stuff that's over 50 foot or even over 52 foot, but short of 53 foot. I've seen a lot of oversized freight on our boards that are actually, 50, they're over 52 feet. So that's an odd number, it seems like to me, but it seems to come up a lot. So, yeah. What's up, Dallas? Nah, you're not late. I just started. Well, heck, I guess I've been on here 13 minutes already. I still got to edit tomorrow's vlog. And I'm going to try to edit it with this new software that I have. When I opened it, though, the first time I opened it, it just looked like Chinese. So, I don't know if we're going to make it. Because I can edit on my phone. I can have a video edited in probably 30 minutes. I've kind of got it down. I've got the little system down. But this new software is no joke. Dallas, how long have I been owner operating? I've been owner operating for a year, actually, almost to the day. Actually, just a hair over a year. How do I have time to drive? Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. I started, my hire date was October 31st. So, been exactly 1 year. How do I find time to drive and edit and shoot film? I have to be very efficient with my time. Best tarps to buy, flaps easier. I'll get to that. It is not easy at all. But as I've done it more and more, I've become a lot more efficient with it. But I don't talk on the phone as much anymore. I don't listen to music as much anymore. I mean, my life has kind of changed now that I do this. Every waking moment that I have is either spent working on working as a truck driver or working as a YouTuber. William, I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana at the Flying J. So it's tough. It's basically like 2 full-time jobs. I mean, yeah, no joke. CT asked about tarps, and I'm assuming what are the best tarps, because I don't remember exactly what he said, and flaps. Yes, flaps make tarping much easier. I have 8-footers that have flaps, and next year I'm probably going to add a set of 4-footers with flaps, and that's all I'm going to carry. And eventually, all I'm probably going to carry are a set of 4-footers with flaps and a set of 6-footers with flaps, but I'm going to custom order those. Ideally, you want your Mobile, Alabama. Process how to get in touch with you offline. Dallas, the easiest way to get in touch with me is on Instagram. It's the best way to kind of direct message me privately. So you can look me up on Instagram, Driven Trucking, just like the YouTube channel, or you can email me, driven trucking at Yahoo. But I'm a lot slower on email versus Instagram. I mean, I get notifications on my phone. But tarps definitely. I mean, flaps certainly make everything a lot easier. The thing is, you want to make sure that they're 25 feet long. That's where my tarps I'm not crazy about, but that was just the setup that Mercer kind of generally has. They give you 3 sets of 4-footers. They're 4-footers / 8-footers, so they're limited in length. You can turn them sideways and cover, both loads. But I mean, so I guess I understand why they did it. But the first time that I had to tarp a full load of insulation, I had 3 4-foot tarps turned sideways, so they were 8-foot drops. I had all 3 of those on there, and I had to put 2 smoke tarps on the end. So yeah, that was a fun load to tarp. Brian, I missed your question. If you could ask it again, I'd appreciate it. Hit the like button, y'all. Let's get him to 1,000. Heck yeah, William. Right on. Maybe one of these days. One of these days. I study all I can to try to make the YouTube better. What's up, Dustin? Hey, I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 4-footers sound great. I've always had to pull 8-footers. Yeah, 8-footers are heavy. 4-footers are a lot nicer, and there's actually, so on your tarps you've got D-rings, and that's how most tarps are actually set up. Okay, Brian, I saw that question. I'll answer that in a second. Most tarps are D-rings on the side. Some companies, and very few, you have to seek them out and actually search for them. But some companies, they have an eyelet, but not just built into the tarp. They have a flap with an eyelet on it. And supposedly, this is hearsay, but supposedly those tarps are much, much better. They last much longer. A friend of mine bought a set of tarps from an Amish guy. He made them for him custom, and he has the eyelets on them, and he's had his for like 7 years, and they're still going strong. Now, he's been doing it a long time, so he doesn't really tear up his tarps, stuff like that. He didn't have a lot of holes in them, but still, I mean, 7 years, I don't care how good of a tarper you are, you're gonna get some holes in them over 7 years. So they're usually thicker too. I don't know. Webb, yeah, I mean, possibly. I think the ones he has though are, I want to say they're 14 ounce. So he's got the lighter set. But Brian asked, knowing what I know now, what would I purchase? My next purchase most likely is going to be one of 2 things. It's either going to be a brand new truck, or I'm going to buy a very old truck and I'm going to completely redo it. The van side of Mercer, I don't know, William. What's up, Sammy in the house? What's up, bro? I would probably buy a brand new Peterbilt, to be honest with you. And that X15 motor is just so sick. It's just incredible how well it's performing, the numbers that are coming back from it, the power that it gets. Yeah, with a lot of power, you get the downside of the fuel economy, but with the Peterbilt and having the best motor in it at the time, it's going to make that so much more valuable whenever you go to resell it. So if you look at if you look at this purchase long term, yeah, $379. A glider, gliders are overpriced in my opinion. But if you look at the total cost of ownership, like let's say you bought a $40,000 to $60,000 truck, and you look at the lifetime that you're going to get out of that, with all the money you're going to have to put into, you know, the new turbo, the new, you know, the in frame, everything from start to finish. Or if you were to buy a brand new Peterbilt, that brand new Peterbilt is actually going to cost you less money in the long run. It sounds crazy to me, and I didn't understand that whenever I was first looking for a truck, but man, it's true. I like flatbed better than dry van. I'm doing regional, miss long cross country. Yeah, man, I miss those long routes too. This loading and unloading every day is, man, it wear you out. I've had I actually talk about this a little bit in tomorrow's vlog. You know, I've had 7 knee surgeries, and I've had 6 knee surgeries, and I need number 8. I've got a torn ACL, and man, it's tearing me up big time. My shoulder's messed up. Flatbed is not for the faint, for the faint of heart. Ooh. I hope that answered your question, Brian. I know I rambled a little bit, but short answer would be, yeah, I'd buy a brand new $389. Flatbedding with an ACL industry. Appreciate that, Webb. Yeah, it's tough, man. 1,000+ mile reefer runs, miss flatbed so much, too much waiting time and not enough. Yeah, I completely understand that. You know, I never ran traditional reefer. I mean, I did it for 2 months, but that, I don't consider that enough time to say that I actually ran reefer. And what I did was specialized. You know, I did the same thing every month, so I was not really a reefer driver per se. But I mean, obviously I've heard all the stories and stuff like that, and Daniel McCarthy, he's a reefer guy. Man, that's a tough one. I don't know if I would even consider going reefer, to be honest with you, for all the wait times and the possibility of losing the loads. And yeah, definitely. You know, it's just, to me, reefer's not worth it, in my opinion. The rates are so close to flatbed. I mean, across all 3 genres, you can make the same amount of money. Y'all check out Sammy's videos. He's got proof out there how much money he's killing it with. He laughs at my numbers. Did you catch up on your sleep, Sammy? 75% is reefer chemicals. Still do some food and drive-in. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I enjoy flatbedding. I enjoy the work. I enjoy kind of the way it's set up. You know, you pretty much work during the day, but at the same time, it's taking a toll on me. It's taking a severe toll on me. Conestogas. Dallas is asking about Conestogas. Conestogas are awesome. You know, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about Conestogas because you can't, you know, you're limited in what you can haul. I have seen a lot of the loads that I pick up that they specifically say no Conestogas. Now, that's going to be few and far between. I mean, you can still pull plenty of freight, and if you buy the right Conestoga, you can haul almost everything. If you have a custom Conestoga made, it's going to cost you some coin, but if you have one custom, you can actually do really well, and you know, you're not going to be hindered by the dimensions that you have to load. And then, yeah, you cut it down from I don't know. I can tarp some loads in 30 minutes, but that's pretty few and far between. Generally, we'll say 45 minutes to an hour. You cut 45 minutes to an hour down to 10 minutes, 5 in some cases, 15 in some cases. Yeah, Conestoga is sweet. If you're gonna be a career flatbedder, I would say probably go Conestoga. How about the kits like Trucker Dan? He is only using a drop deck. Yeah, biased about strapping lumber loads. Yeah. Yeah, Trucker Dan, he's been doing it a while, man. He's out here. He's killing it. He knows what's going on, and he's very efficient. He's a very good. He's got a very good channel. The advice that he gives is absolute gold. And I'm a big believer in not reinventing the wheel. So if somebody's doing something and they're making it work, here's how I look at something. If somebody's doing something and they're making it work, I'm gonna try to emulate what they're doing. Then once I have once I am successful in what I'm trying to do, then I'm going to change and tweak it and make it my own. Now, that doesn't mean I'm gonna copy somebody step by step exactly, because I don't believe in that. But I'm going to do the same things that they are doing because they're already successful. Why would you change it? Then once you become successful, then tweak it and make it your own and go from there. And you know, Trucker Dan, he is certainly one to emulate. Certainly. I still suck. Are you talking to Sammy Dallas? Sammy's all right in my book. Have you ever run with Trucker Dan? I have not ran with Trucker Dan. I have not met Trucker Dan. So, Ties Extra, what's your best road trip song? Ooh, man. That's, you know one that takes me back, and it's probably not even necessarily a trucking song, but it's like it's a super nostalgic song for me, is Poncho and Lefty. And man, that song just really takes me back, really reminds me of my What's Up Dixie, reminds me of my grandpa. And so man, that one, love that one, man. Dukes of Hazzard. Who's my favorite YouTuber? CT asks, who's my favorite YouTuber? Man, my favorite YouTuber is in the comments right now. Seriously, makes sense. That's my favorite YouTuber. He's why I'm a YouTuber now. He was stuck in McLean. Yeah. Legitimately. I'm not just saying that because he's here. I'd say that if he wasn't here too. My second favorite YouTuber, I wouldn't even go there, but the YouTuber I've been watching a lot of lately is Peter McKinnon. His stuff is awesome. He's a vlogger, but man, it's cool. Good idea to drive a truck for one of your company drivers. I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand the question. I apologize. Are you asking, is it a good idea to I think Sammy's calling me a dork. Is it a good idea to run company first as a flatbedder, or be a little bit more specific? I'll be happy to answer that question for you. But yeah, Peter McKinnon is awesome. If you guys have extra time, you want to check out. He's a photographer and a videographer. No, talking about at Mercer. I must have missed the question. I apologize. He's fun to watch. Yeah, you'd never call me a dork. Yeah, I couldn't see you doing that either. I am a dork, though. I'm cool with it. If you saw the Great Blowgun debacle video, you'd already know that. It's fun to make, though. I'm driving without pants on. It's not summer, man. Smiling with readers on. Right. Mercer says they can hook me up with a driver. Oh, yes. Yes, David, they sure can. And I actually just learned about this not too long ago. I didn't even, because I was looking into buying an extra truck and, just hiring a company driver myself. Yes, they do. They will connect you with owner-operators looking to put drivers into one of their trucks. Man, I have to go. I will watch. All right, Dustin. Hey, man, have a good night, brother. Yeah, they will connect you, and I think it's kind of a standard. Well, I don't know if I should go out and say this. But as far as the pay, I think it's kind of standard between all of the trucks. I know a guy who's got 7 trucks, and they will connect you. Do I think? And then I believe your question was, do I think it's a good idea? Man, I'm a kind of a trial by fire guy, man. Honestly, if you have driving experience, I would just say just do it. Still stuck 0600 appointment. Oh, jeez, man. Oh, okay. Man, I hope you get out of there. I would say trial by fire. Honestly, David. Oh, okay, cool. You applied yesterday. Would I recommend my first truck through your first, like putting your first truck on at Mercer? Is that what you're asking? Leasing a truck through, well, they don't, unfortunately they don't lease trucks. You gotta have a truck, you gotta bring a truck into Mercer. And the lease owner, the lease op guys, I have respect for. Taylor, no, I don't do that. The lease operators, man, I mean, most of those guys are not the guys, most of the companies, they're just not straightforward. They don't really take care of their drivers, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of the lease operators are $1 a mile up to $1.15 a mile. I mean, I was at ATS for a short stint, and I mean, I'll go ahead and put it out there. My average load was like $1.30 something a mile. Now, granted, that was 2016, but it wasn't that far off. Buying one from Mercer, maybe, like, are you talking about like from one of the owner operators, one of the guys that are selling their trucks? Yeah, okay. I think my comments are going slower than what you guys are typing in. If that's the case, I apologize. I'm getting a little twisted. I may be rehashing things twice, but yeah, they don't lease and they don't sell trucks. Unfortunately, it would be nice if they did, or if they had some kind of hookup, to help drivers out. But I don't think they have anything like that. At least I haven't heard anything like that. Archangel's at Maverick for orientation, hair follicle. Wow. What? Oh man, Archangel. Brian, I'm 60 miles from you. That's cool. Man, I really hate to hear that, man. I would fight it. I mean, the thing with the hair follicle tests, they're all different. They can go back. They have the ability to go back like 10 years. And, a lot of people don't know that, but they do actually have that ability to go reach back as far as 10 years. I hate that you got that happened to you. You may want to try to fight it and see if you can get it overturned, because, man, that might be the end of a trucking career, unfortunately. You may be able to run for an over-operator. Haven't been tested positive yet as far as... Oh, okay, I got you. You just... Okay, I see. We'll Don't tell us your real name in case anybody's watching. I doubt it. There's only 25 people in here. But I know somebody that said something on social media and their company got wind of it, and that didn't turn out very well for them, unfortunately. Get notifications coming through. Sammy been firing out the videos today. He could put up a new vlog if y'all hadn't seen it. Go check it out. Makes sense. So we need our own authority then? No, no you don't. I am. You just have to have the truck, and then you become a contractor through Mercer. It's getting a little toasty. So no, you don't have to have your own authority. You don't have to have your own plates. You can run your own plates through Mercer, but they take care of the IFTA tax if you don't. So, all right, Aaron, I appreciate it, man. Have a good one. If you just run Mercer plates, you're better off. They told me earlier it's been sent off to a third party. It's normal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, does Mercer haul equipment? Yeah, we do haul equipment for sure. Can I make a video on the top essential tools for an owner-operator? Man, I could try, but honestly, I'm not the most mechanically savvy, to be perfectly honest. You know, I mean, if it unbolts and bolts back on, or if I can find a good YouTube video and I feel comfortable doing it, then yeah, I'm going to do it myself. But, I mean, as far as essential tools go, I mean, they're just your basic tools, you know what I mean? Archangel, by the way, to get back with, yeah, we actually have levels of THC in our system, just normally. That's just something that's actually in our system. And so I think I have heard that some of them come back, that some of them do come back positive, and then they send it off and yada, 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 go through the whole process. But man, I hope they get really hope they get straightened out for you. Yeah, matter of fact, I wasn't even gonna bring this up. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I left my side box open on my passenger side, and somebody took my toolbox, actually. You know, kind of just my generic toolbox, the ones that I have, all my favorite tools are the ones that I use the most. That one got lifted, unfortunately. So, I mean, a good socket set, a good set of wrenches. You want what you have to do, if you know, for the tools, you want to go over your entire truck, and you want to make sure that you can unscrew, unbolt, undo everything on your truck. And if you can do that, that's the tools that you need. And I mean, down to the lug nuts. All right, David, have a good one. My take on Volvos, I don't know enough about Volvos, to be honest, to even talk about them. I know they're extremely popular with foreigners, and they are very unpopular with Harbor Freight. They're very unpopular with Americans for whatever reason. I don't know. I've driven one for a week, or maybe it was a month. I don't remember. Super smooth, nice ride. But I've heard that the engines are very complicated to work on. And so if it's more complicated, that's going to mean higher shop bills. And that sucks. Now, if you can do all the work yourself, knock yourself out. But, to be honest, I don't really know enough about Volvos to say one way or the other. I don't know enough about Volvo motors. What I've heard is that the most recent Volvo motor to come out is awesome. It gets fantastic fuel mileage. That's as much as I know about Volvos. Lots of D12s with over 1 million miles without an end frame. Well, it sounds like a darn good motor to me. Sounds like a 6NZ. Pittsburgh's 301 piece tool set from Harbor Freight. There you go. Dallas. The other issues, they end up with parts that are only on Volvos locking in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, PACCAR is similar to that, but they're not as bad as Volvo. But yeah, CT, if you scroll up, you can see Dallas mentioned or talked about tools, talked about a really good tool set. I think it was from Harbor Freight. I couldn't make it through the whole message. I need to work on my speed reading, apparently. That or I need to figure out how to YouTube properly. But even the PACCAR parts, you have options still. Yes, you do. Exactly. Exactly. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but you know, if you're new in the chat, please hit that thumbs up button. You know, it's really good logistics wise for us, and then also whenever I go back and look at it, I can tell who was in here and who wasn't. Volvo with Cummins ISX 15 13 speed, good truck. I'll agree with that. In my opinion, anything with the ISX 15 is going to be a good truck. It's going to be newer. As long as that thing just didn't sit there and idle. It doesn't have a ridiculous amount of idle hours on it. Get that watch that helps you improve your videos. Man, I have spent so much money on on this channel so far. Can't believe I'm the only one to give a thumbs up. Yeah, it's all good. Some people do it, Taylor, some don't, you know. I mean, you know, it legitimately helps us out. So, you know, I do appreciate the thumbs up. I love your truck and trailer. Hey, appreciate that, Melvin. Thanks a lot. What are y'all guys up to tonight? I didn't plan on going live for this long, to be honest. I gotta edit tomorrow's video, and I'm gonna try to do it through the new software. Princeton, Indiana. Have I fixed the lift axle yet on the trailer? Man, I'm probably not gonna do that, to be honest. I would love to, but I've got a lot of other things and a lot of other places that I need money to go first. That is considerable ways down my list. I would honestly, I'd probably buy a new trailer before I did that. Haven't gotten out of the rain the past. Yeah, I know, Taylor, man. It's been raining all day. I got some good action shots of rain. What's up, Brad? Just found you last night. Good videos. Hey, cool, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm gonna be able to get home then. If it's a spread, if I remember. Yeah. Yeah, everything's spread. You live up in Canada? You wouldn't be able to get home? Every owner out from Mercer to speak to when I'm out and about are always happy. Right? Webb, that's huge. You know, and that's funny that you bring that up. What my first day in orientation, okay? I went to orientation. Cool, I appreciate that, Dallas. I went to orientation, and when it was over, across the street is where the driver's lounge is at. I went over to the driver's lounge. Oh, I got you. I understand. Pew? But I went over there, and there was, I don't know, there was probably 10 of them, you know, just out there talking. And see, when I was there, it was right at the start of the UPS account. So when that happens during that season, there's a lot more drivers at the yard, just because we have we'll run out of Louisville over there, and I don't even know how many accounts are over there, but I'm pretty sure it's at least like 30 trucks, minimum. But anyway, there were a lot of drivers there, and that was the very first thing that I noticed was they were all laughing, cutting up. Not a single, I didn't talk to a single grumpy driver that my first day. Now, I'm sure there are some that are disgruntled, but for the most part, everybody was super happy and super nice. And if you've been around trucking for long enough, or you've worked for multiple companies, or even just at your company, at your home terminal, I promise you it is filled with guys that are griping and complaining and just moaning about every little thing. And my battery is starting to die. But yeah, I love that about Mercer. That's the kind of how I knew I had found a good home. was everybody was happy. And it's still that to that day. It's still like that to this day. When you've been sweating all day and get stuck at a ship, what do you do when I've been sitting all day? Man, I really don't get stuck, to be honest. Yeah, that's true, Chris. I very rarely get stuck. I mean, Mercer will try to help you out as much as they can, but I mean, really, you have to go after the customer as far as detention time and stuff like that, or TANU, truck order not used, or whatever, what have you. That's actually going to come from the customers. And one of the good things about Mercer is the majority of freight that we haul is customer freight. So the detention times and stuff like that, those are already agreed upon, versus when you're running spot freight, you're and Sammy may correct us if I'm wrong if he's still in here. Yeah, Taylor, that's funny. But when you're running spot freight, you're kind of at the mercy of what you signed up with I believe with the carrier package. So it's Mercer's detention pay and stuff like that is probably, I would assume, is probably going to be a little bit higher than what you deal with, just kind of on your own. And that's an assumption. I don't know that for fact, so I'm going to say that right now. Have I ever been stuck somewhere and had to use the restroom? You're not a truck driver unless you've been stuck somewhere and had to go number 2, man. That's just part of the game. It happens. Raiders or 49ers? Neither, Jeff. Texans all the way. I leased to Mercer. Yes. So I am a contractor for Mercer, to Mercer. I'm contracted to Mercer. I own my truck, so I am an owner operator, but I am not a carrier like Sammy. Makes sense. He is a carrier. He operates his own authority and does everything like that. I am an owner operator, but I am not a carrier. So yeah, I'm contracted to Mercer. Sorry, my inverter's still on. I don't like to leave it on when my truck's off. I've got the lights on, but that's for you guys. Might have to jump off here soon. You guys got any more questions at all? I don't know what the weather's going to be tomorrow, so don't ask that. I don't know. I'll make it work. Yeah. That's all you can do. Did I miss any questions? I'm sure I probably did. I try to keep up with it, but I don't even know how, let's fast forward 2 years from now. Let's say I have 10,000 subscribers and I went live. I don't know how I'd keep up with all that. I mean, I can't imagine the comments just sitting there doing this the whole time. Do I enjoy being an owner operator? Yes, I do, Kevin, a lot. I love the freedom. I love being my own boss. I love that at any given point, I can just shut it down if I want to. If I'm tired, or let's say I want to go play some poker, go to the casino, I can do that. Or if I need to get home, I can do that. Do I carry a jump pack in case I use too much battery at night? No, I don't actually. It would probably be a good thing. Man, I missed the last half of that question. It says I shoot for $1,000 a day. That's my cut, not Mercer's cut. So $1,000 a day would be my cut, if that answers your question. I apologize, it disappeared too fast on me. But no, I don't carry a jump pack. That'd probably be a good thing to carry, just in case it did go dead. But if I've got my truck off at night, I kill everything. I turn my lights off, I turn my inverter off. So I don't open my fridge, and I literally pull everything out. Plus I have brand new batteries in here, so I really don't have to worry about that. I mean, unless I leave the lights on or something, but I'd have to pay to get it jumped off. Health insurance is my only fear, and also retirement. I mean, yeah, health insurance is a big one. You know, I've got my health insurance through, you know, my wife. She works, so that's where we get our health insurance. So yeah, I completely understand that concern. But as far as retirement goes, man, I mean, this is we're gonna get. I mean, I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole because that's a long rabbit hole. But in my opinion, 401k sucks. Um, any retirement out there nowadays, not all, but the majority suck. Um, in my opinion, I think you need to create your own retirement. And that's just how I look at it. I think that you're going to come out so far ahead of the game that it wouldn't even be close as far as retirement goes. All right, cool, Brad. Man, there was just a question that I just missed. I apologize. How much money do I think a driver to amount before make the move to Mercer? Webb, that's a huge question, my man. Because everybody's situation. Oh, super singles or doubles. That's what it was. Let me jump that one real quick. I would go doubles, to be honest. Super singles. It depends on the operation that you're doing. If you're pulling a box or you're pulling a reefer and you're not really off road very much, super singles is the way to go. If you take care of those tires and you're on your air pressure every single week, and you really stay on top of the maintenance as far as your tires are concerned, you're not going to have issue blowing a tire or anything like that. I mean, if you talk to anybody that's actually ran super singles, and I'm not saying you can't blow a tire, but you're actually less likely to blow a tire with super singles than you are with doubles. Now, in a flat operation where you are going off-road, or let's say an RGN operation, yeah, you need duals. In even the flat, I would prefer running flat. I would prefer duals, but I'm not going to change them out on my truck because I also have a tag axle. The tag axle is really what kills the doubles for me. If it wasn't a tag axle back there, I don't think I'd have any issue with the supers. But that's all I have to go on at this moment in time. Webb, the reason that question is kind of loaded is because just everybody's different, man. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's credit situation is different. What I would say is after the down payment for your truck, it depends on first of all, it depends on which truck you buy. If you buy a truck that you don't have to put any maintenance into it, you're golden. If you buy a truck that you got to put $6,000 to $10,000 into it over the first year, well, you need that $6,000 to $10,000 to have right there. So it depends on which truck you buy, but then coming over to Mercer, where you need enough money to cover your flatbed equipment, let's just call that $4,000. They'll float you half, but let's say, if you want to do it right and put it all up front, well, there's $4,000 right there. You got to buy the Qualcomm, which is another $500. I mean, all in all, let's just say $20,000. If I had to throw a random number out there and I didn't know much about your situation, I would say you needed $20,000. You can do it. You can do it on 15, but things are going to be tight. If you have anything less than that, I would say you need available credit just in case something goes wrong with your truck and you need to get it fixed. If you can cover $20,000 at any given point, I would say you're good to go. Any more questions? We're going to wrap it up here shortly. I know I've said that like 3 times. I've got to get started. I've got about an hour drive in the morning to pick up, and I got to be there at 7. So it's going to be an early start for me tomorrow. Yeah, basically save like everything, Chris. Or if you're just really smart with your credit, if let's say you're going to be getting into the game, in the next, I don't know, let's say you're 18 and you're on a 4-year plan, start building up your credit. Because like I said, you can get by, but you just don't want to. You don't want to max everything out. You don't want to make yourself destitute. But it's not how much do I need to succeed. The real thing is how much can you afford to go wrong at any given point. That is the key to being successful. That and paying your taxes. If you can afford for anything to go wrong at any given point in time, but you can cover it, you're good. All right, Dallas, good night. And then if you can also pay your taxes, that is a successful owner-operator. And according to a very intelligent man that I know, if you don't have $10,000 in the bank, you're failing as an owner-operator. But all right, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out. This thing ran way longer than what I thought. One more question. If I was to buy a new, where would I buy and want a truck? Man, if I was going to buy a truck, that's cool, Kevin. If I was to buy a truck, I mean, I would at least give Tim a shot. You know, I'd go see Tim over in Chattanooga and talk about that 990, that new W9. But I don't know, man. I'd probably have to go buy a brand new Peterbilt 389. I mean, if Tim could give me a smoking deal on it, maybe I'd buy one, but probably not. So yeah, guys, that was the last question for the night. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Helps out the channel. Yeah, it is big money, but you can also get big money whenever you go to sell it. You guys have a good night and be safe out there. Oh, the other question, will I drive in snow? Why do 100% Peterbilt guys sell Kenworth? Well, man, it was an opportunity. You know, I kind of know how sales operates, and I mean, to get straight into a Peterbilt dealership is probably not easy. That's probably like your luxury, you know, that would be like selling luxury cars. Nobody goes into car sales directly into the luxury lines. You know, the fact that he got straight into Kenworth is actually pretty impressive, to be honest. So yeah, but it's still, I mean, it's still PACCAR. It's still a great machine. Kenworths, they're awesome, you know. So he's still selling PACCAR. But oh, the other question: will I drive in snow? Yeah, I'll drive in snow. I'll drive in snow all day, as long as it's not ice. I carry chains on my truck now, even though I stayed in the Eastern 37. I still carry chains. I'll go play in the snow all day. But you guys have a nice night and stay driven.